we're going to go to what used to be Pelican Cove Marina. And it's a development that I've been planning for over 1.5 years. It's a very complicated, very long story, but it's been a very complex development to get rolling. This is the only commercial waterfront piece of land left on the west side of the Mississippi Gulf Coast for restaurant, bar, charter fishing, and hopefully we can build a sports lodge in the back. So we're crossing Highway 90 here. You take a right, you go over the Bay St. Louis Bridge. The Blind Tiger is 2 miles. As a crow flies, it's 1.8 miles across. But what's cool, so this is Bayview Avenue. And this piece of property to my left used to be the Annie's restaurant property. We could do a whole episode about this piece of land, or I could talk about this for 2 days, but there used to be a restaurant called Annie's right here on the corner. And I actually worked there in high school. I fried chicken and shrimp and kind of did a little bit of everything. I started frying chicken here when I was 16 years old. But this used to be a very popular, very well-known place. I mean, Annie's Restaurant and Bar. It was actually Annie's Restaurant and Lounge. Had been here for maybe 75 years. Destroyed 2 or 3 times by hurricanes and fire. But it's just the history on this little street. This used to be Highway 90. This is where, pre-Hurricane Camille, this was where you came across Bay St. Louis. This was the main highway right here. And, a lot of history here. So you had Annie's, Malini's, and then this piece of land, which is now a development that we're about to do. This was called Pelican Cove Marina. And we're going to bring Pelican Cove Marina back in a different way. But Pelican Cove Marina was a 200 boat dry stack storage facility with a forklift. Before Pelican Cove, it was called Bowen's. And you can still see the driveway. This is where the forklift operated. And the forklift would pick your boat up 2-3 stories, whatever, and they would launch your boat, fill your boat up with fuel. Glenn and Danny had Pelican Cove Marina maybe 5 years before Katrina. Hurricane Katrina rolled through, wiped it out, and I'm really excited about this project. And we've got our little floating oyster bar here that we are going to use in some capacity. You come here, you park your car, you fish, you hang out, there's a restaurant, the sunset views are incredible, and we might pull off a sports lodge back here where you could have 12 bunk rooms, so to speak, with up to 4 men in each room, a nice big common area where they can hang out, find somebody to cook a nice dinner, fry fish, whatever. So that's the plan. So this is Pelican Cove Marina, and a really cool expansion project for us. 1.8 miles east of the Blind Tiger in Bay St. Louis. And I'll tell you all about the pier and the water taxi when we get out of here. But let's go walk around and check it out. Look how pretty this is. I tell you, I've got hundreds and hundreds of hours into this development so far, between conceptualizing a concept, a layout, permitting, county. This is Harrison County, Mississippi, so we're not in the city limits of Pass Christian. Pass Christian is, the city limits are literally surround us, but this is the county. But we've got the long reach track hoe. We've got to do some digging. We've got to dig this canal out a little bit, allow for deeper water for these boats. And we have, it took, and again, all this permitting takes time because you're commercial next to the water. So, you know, every government agency out there has something to do with this piece of property. This is not, you know, off the water in a development where you just pull a permit. This was very intense. But we've got, these guys are ready to get started. As soon as we get a permit, hopefully in the next week, we'll have a permit. And we're going to drive the pilings for the boat docks, and then the restaurant pad is right here. If you see these 4 pilings, these 4 pilings represent the 4 corners of the restaurant pad. So restaurant here, parking all throughout here. We have a really cool golf cart parking lot that we've designed because, again, you're surrounded by weekend houses. Now, it's not all weekend houses, but the majority of the customers, they come over here on the weekend. They have a boat in front of their house. They fish. They take the kids on the inner tube. They ski. They have crab traps. They flounder at night. And so what we're going to bring to the table in this development in particular, we're going to bring a neighborhood restaurant and bar. Very chilled out, very relaxed, calm. We're gonna have charter fishing. We're gonna have pontoon boats. We're gonna have jet skis. I'm trying to make a deal with a man in Florida, down in Panama City. We're close. We're trying to get him to come over here next spring with a parasailing boat, because I think, you know, parasailing would go over in a major way. And then, you know, eventually in the back of this property, try to build a 12, 14, 15 room sports lodge where you could accommodate all of the charter fishermen right here on site. We have a permit with the state of Mississippi for a pier. We're going to build a pier right out over here. 150-foot pier with a T on the end of it. We have plans to bring in a water taxi, small at first, but eventually we're going to have a water taxi. Blind Tiger customers in Bay St. Louis, $10, armband, water taxi every 90 minutes during the weekend hours, prime weekend hours. Like I said, restaurant here, transient boat slips all along this bulkhead. We've got a 160-foot bulkhead. And it's just a beautiful piece of property. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Over here is the fish cleaning pavilion. We're gonna put in a nice fish cleaning station. We're gonna have an overhead sign with a block and tackle. Myself and about 10 other guys around here, we fish blue water from right here. So we'll have, you know, I think maybe 1 or 2, 3 boats a weekend. They'll pull in tuna, swordfish, wahoo, whatever. We're gonna have a nice sign where they can hang them up, take a picture. And then right over here, in front of the restaurant, we're gonna have a pier. And the pier will start right here at the water's edge. We'll have a pier for boaters, jet skis. We're gonna have kayaks and paddle boards we're gonna do, and all of that. We had to remove all these rocks right here, but this, at one point, a long time ago, like, I mean, back in the 50s, going maybe even into the 40s, this was dubbed Benny French Beach. And you know what's really cool when you know, like, we're bringing this piece of property up out of the shadows of Katrina, really. I mean, this has been vacant since Katrina. When we first got it, we had to remove literally 15 years of debris and old pieces of pier. There's still an old piece of a pier right here. I think this was from the last tropical storm we had. Big old section of pier. I mean, there was so much, you know, old lumber and driftwood. So we're gonna have our own little beach Boats will pull in. There's a public boat ramp right here that is, I mean, they wear it out all weekend long. And then if you can zoom in, I don't know how good that camera is, but that is the Bay St. Louis Marina, right there. You know, that is a 5-minute pontoon boat ride. That is a, I mean, on a jet ski, it's probably 3 minutes. Or, I mean, you know, some of these jet skis go so fast. The Bay St. Louis Bridge is lit up at night. And, you know, like today, they have Pirate Day in the bay going on. Water taxi. People from the neighborhood bring a golf cart here, hop on a water taxi, take a little boat ride over to Bay St. Louis, walk around, hang out, eat, drink, walk around, water taxi back. So we have high hopes for this. And, you know, there's really nothing like it on the coast, period, but more so the west end of the coast has absolutely nothing like it. And then this will be, you know, full-blown restaurant next spring, and we'll get the marina going, hopefully. I mean, you know, as soon as we get permitted, pilings will start going in the ground, and we'll get this thing looking like a shining penny. And a lot of excited people in this area because, again, you know, I kept the boat at Pelican Cove before Katrina, and I worked at Annie's after Emerald's for about a year before we opened up Tigres, and this is this street used to be packed. I mean, pre-Katrina, Annie's was busy, Malini's was busy. The dry stack boat shed did not have any vacancies. So we're gonna get this street back rolling, and I think it's gonna be really cool to watch this progress and over the next few years.